Okay, we're on the second floor. Reese is coming in. No, I see her. She's coming in the front. Yeah. Okay, we're on the second floor. We'll come up in a second. Bye.
This is like,
Reese! Hey!
Dad, I'm just looking. All rise.
Thank you all very much. Y'all can be seated. Thank you very much. We have one case I understand is ready for a trial today, and that's the state of Georgia versus Goldilocks. So is the state ready in the case? Okay. And is the defense ready?
Yes.
Okay. You can go ahead and present an opening statement for the state if you like. You're welcome to turn that podium if you want to. It'll spin to face the doors.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It may be stuck there. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Anna Hardy, and my counselor is Kaylin Robinson. We, the state, are required to prove entry by Goldilocks into the home of the Bear family with the intent to commit theft or another crime. On August 11, 2014, the three bears got up early and began to get ready for work and school. Mama Jill Bear cooked the family's favorite breakfast of porridge. While the porridge cooled, the family of bears decided to leave their home and go for a morning walk. Upon returning from their walk, they noticed quite an upsetting scene. The defense will try to prove that the door was unlocked, but ladies and gentlemen, it makes no difference whether the door was locked or not. Unlawful entry is still unlawful entry. When the Bear family arrived back at their home, they saw their table, which Mama and Baby Bear had set earlier that morning, was disturbed. Spoons that had once resetted beside steaming bowls of porridge had been used. Bowls once full of fresh homemade porridge had been eaten up, or at least halfway emptied. They discovered their chairs were no longer neatly set in front of the fireplace. Papa Jack's chair had several cushions stacked in the seat. Mama Jill's chair cushions had been thrown recklessly on the floor, and sadly, the utter destruction of Baby Bobby's Sue's chair, rusting in splinters, was apparent for the family to see. Upon viewing the upsetting vanishment in the downstairs section of the home, the bears proceeded upstairs to check for any other signs of entry. In the family's bedroom suite, the bears stood in awe, surviving the most greatest, most frightful, and annoying disruption of all. First, Papa Jack Bear discovered a big mess on the floor beside the bed he had neatly made that morning. Mama Jill Bear stood there helplessly, looking at her unmade bed. And poor little Baby Bobby Sue was not only upset to see that her favorite blanket and pillow were tossed about and wrinkly, but she was so frightened to tears when a small young girl, Goldilocks, suddenly awakened and bolted from her bed, trying to escape from the home. The state will try to prove that Goldie Elizabeth Locks intentionally entered the bear's home and took some porridge, broke a chair, and made herself at home by taking a nap. Consequently, you should return no other verdict except guilty. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Does the defendant wish to make an opening statement?
Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and Judge Rich. My name is Timothy Matherson, and this is my co-counselor, Reese Black. It is our pleasure to represent the sweet little girl, Gold E. Locks. Gold has been charged with the very serious offenses of breaking and entering and burglary. As the trial progresses, you will see that Gold is an innocent little girl who is just trying to find her way to school, and that she is not guilty of any of these charges against her. It was Gold's very first day at a new school in a new town. Her family had recently moved here from Walnut Grove. Gold had never walked to school before, and through no fault of her own, had to find her way alone to an unfamiliar place. Gold had never been to a real school before. However, her preschool experience made it familiar with a few activities relevant to our presentation today. At preschool, Gold ate snacks. Her favorite snack was porridge. At preschool, Gold enjoyed reading. She liked books about bears, especially Winnie the Pooh. At preschool, Gold took naps every day. On the morning of August 11th, there was quite a bit of excitement at the Locks house. It was the very first day of school for Gold and her sister Lovely, but Lovely fell down the steps on her way out and got hurt. In all the confusion that followed Lovely's injury, no one noticed that brave little Gold had set out for school all by herself. And Gold almost made it to school by herself. Unfortunately, she became disoriented along the way, so she stopped at the bear's house to ask directions. No one answered the door, but the door was open. So Gold went in. And what did she see? A pleasant place with lots of books and toys and the wonderful aroma of porridge, just like her preschool. So Gold did what she always had done at school. She had a snack of porridge, she read books by breaking a chair on accident, and she had nap time. Despite her experience reading about a cuddly little stuffed bear named Winnie the Pooh, Gold was not prepared for a face-to-face encounter with real and angry bears. Naturally, she tried to run away. We are all confident that you, the jury, will find Gold E. Locks not guilty.
Is the state going to call your first witness? Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the state calls Papa Bear.
We could just have the bailiff administer the oath.
Please raise your right hand. Do you declare and affirm that evidence you give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Good morning. I am Anna Hardy. Please state your name for the court.
Jack Bear,
What is your age, Mr. Bear?
30.
Mr. Bear, what is your address?
123 Woods Drive, Taylorville, Georgia.
What sort of work do you do?
I chop wood for a living.
How close is Taylor Elementary School from your house?
It's about half a mile.
In your opinion, does your house resemble Taylor Elementary School?
No, they don't look anything alike. That would be like comparing a stick to a log.
Do you remember coming home on the date in question?
Yes.
What did you find when you and your family returned from your walk?
Someone had broken into my home.
Was anything unusual about your porridge that day?
Yes, someone had eaten it.
Was there any damage to your house or furniture?
Yes, my baby's chair was broken. It looked like someone had picked it up and thrown it all the way across the room.
Mr. Bear, did you see anyone in your house?
Yes. Found a little girl asleep in baby Bobby Sue's room.
Did you recognize the person in baby Bobby Sue's bed?
Yes, it was Goldilocks.
What did you do?
I called the police immediately.
Whoa, that must have been an exciting morning.
Well, you could say that. Ever since then, Bobby Sue has been having trouble sleeping, and Mama Bear just hasn't felt completely safe in our home. That girl has invaded our privacy, and now we don't feel secure in our own home.
Thank you, Mr. Bear. No further questions, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions for the witness?
Can we cross-examine?
Good afternoon, Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear, You claim that someone had broken into your home. Was any damage done to any windows or doors?
Well, no.
So then, no one actually broke into your home. Isn't that true, Mr. Bear?
All I know is that Locke's kid was in my house, and none of us feel safe there anymore.
Thank you, Mr. Bear. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Okay, thank you very much.
Your Honor, the state calls Mama Bear.
Please raise your right hand. Do you declare and affirm that the evidence you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes.
Good morning. Please state your name for the court.
Jill Bear,
Who are the members of your family?
Jack Bear, and baby Bobby Sue.
Mrs. Bear, what is your address?
123 Woods Drive, Taylorville, Georgia.
Where were you on the morning of August 11th?
I was taking a walk with my family.
Did you notice anything when you came home?
Oh, yes, I did. Someone had entered our home, and our porch was gone. The place had been wrecked.
Does your baby bear like porridge?
Yes, it's her favorite.
Was anything different about your furniture?
Bobby Sue's chair was broken. It was in shambles. We will never be able to put it back together again.
Mrs. Bear, did you find anything else in your house?
That girl was sleeping in Bobby Sue's bed. When we came home and discovered her, we called the police.
Thank you, Mrs. Bear. No further questions, Your Honor. Your Honor, the state calls Baby Bear. Your Honor, we have to extinguish if this witness can testify because of her age.
Okay.
Good morning, Baby Bear. What is your full name?
Baby Bobby Sue Bear,
How old are you, Baby Bobby Sue?
5 years old.
Do you understand what it means to tell the truth?
Yes, if you want to get into big trouble. I know it's time you don't tell the truth.
Do you know what it means to swear to tell the truth?
Yes, I promise to tell the truth.
Your Honor, I think this witness can testify.
Okay, let's just have the bailiff administer the oath then. You just administer the oath to the witness.
Please raise your right hand. Do you declare and affirm that the evidence you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes.
What were you doing on August 11th, the morning that we have been talking about?
I went for a walk with my parents, so our porch was pulled down. We do that a lot.
What did you find when you got home from your walk?
It was awful. My board was gone. My tree was in a million pieces, and someone was in my bed.
Did you see that person who was in your bed here in court today?
Yes, she's right under there. Every time I call my room, it makes me want to cry.
Thank you, Bobby Sue. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, sit down, thank you very much.
Your Honor, the state calls Ms. Neighbor.
Please raise your right hand. Do you declare and affirm that the evidence you give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Oh, I certainly do.
Good morning, Miss Neighbor. Please state your full name for the court.
Miss Nose Neighbor,
Miss Neighbor, where do you reside?
125 Woods Drive, Taylorville, Georgia.
Is that close to the Bears' home?
Yes, it's right next door, and I've lived there for 17 years.
Have you ever been to their home?
Yes, on the first day they moved in, I took them a homemade apple pie. I try to get over there at least once a week to borrow a cup of sugar.
Do you know if they keep their doors of their house locked?
Since I am block captain of our neighborhood watch, I routinely check to make sure my neighbor's doors are locked. The Bears' house is usually securely locked.
What were you doing on the morning in question?
I was outside watering my petunias. The reason I remember, it was so early. I was in my bathrobe and my hair was in curlers. I had not done my check yet.
Did you notice anything unusual?
As a matter of fact, I did. I saw a little blonde head through the bear's living room window, and then it went upstairs.
I believe that's all we need to hear. Thank you, Miss Neighbor. No further questions, Your Honor.
Cross-examine.
Sure.
Good afternoon, Miss Neighbor. Miss Neighbor, you said that as the neighborhood watch captain, you check to see if your neighbor's doors are locked. Is this something you do every day?
Well, yes. I always try to check them early, but this particular morning I had not done my door check yet.
Okay, so is it possible that the bear's doors could have been unlocked that morning?
I guess so.
You stated that the bear's home is usually locked. Has there ever been a time that you checked and their door was not locked?
I can't remember, but I do know that I would surely not go inside someone else's home, whether they were there and the house was locked or not.
Thank you, Miss Neighbor. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Your Honor, the state calls officer. Please raise your right. Do you declare and affirm that the evidence you give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Good morning, officer. What is your full name?
Just in time.
What is your occupation?
I'm a police officer for the Taylorville Police Department.
Did you respond to a call on August 11th to the Bears home?
Yes, I did.
What did you find when you arrived at the scene?
I saw that the bear's porch had been eaten and a chair had been smashed, and I saw a young girl was trying to run out of the bear's home.
What did you do?
I arrested the suspect and took fingerprints at the scene.
Office time, I would like to show you some fingerprints. Your Honor, may I approach this witness? Office time, do you recognize these fingerprints as belonging to the defense?
Yes, I do.
Your Honor, the state would like to enter these fingerprints as evidence under Exhibit 1.
Okay, is there any objection to the fingerprints? Okay, we'll have the exhibit 1 admitted without objection. Okay.
Office time, do you question the person you found in baby Bobby's bed?
Yes, she gave me the name Gold E. Locks.
Did you notice anything different about this person?
Yes, she had bruises on her legs, and from my experience, I think those bruises were caused by a sharp object coming in contact with the skin.
Thank you, officer. No further questions, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the state calls teacher.
Please raise your right hand. Do you declare and affirm that the evidence you give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Good morning, Mrs. Chair. Please state your full name for the court. T.E. Chair, Thelma Elther Chair. Do you recognize the defendant, Mrs. Chair? Yes, I am her first grade teacher. Did you describe for the court Goldie's behavior in your classroom? I can truly say in my 36 years of teaching that I've never seen such a child with such an ability to find trouble. Would you please explain to the court what you mean by find trouble? From the moment I laid my eyes on that child at open house, it's just been downhill. Almost every day she takes one of her classmates' snacks. Now I don't know how a child can be so hungry all of the time. One day I caught Golden trying to snatch a beanbag pillow into her backpack. Now she does tend to like rest time, but I have explained to her over and over again that there is a time and a place for everything. And I just can't step down from here with adding the word storyteller, if you know what I mean.
Thank you, Mrs. Chair. No further questions, Your Honor. The state calls Principal.
Do you declare from evidence you give the truth, the whole truth? Yes, I do.
Good morning. Please state your name for the court.
Dr. Principal,
What is your occupation, Dr. Powell?
I am the principal of Taylorville Elementary School.
How long have you been at Taylorville?
I've been principal for 15 years, and before that I was a classroom teacher for 12 years. That means a total of 27 wonderful years working with precious children.
I see, Dr. Powell. Do you know the Locks family?
Oh yes, the girls enrolled in our school when they moved to Taylorville this past summer. They are a lovely family.
Dr. Powell, were there any indications of prior issues with Golden at her previous school?
No. The form sent by Gold's previous teacher gave no indication of any kind of problem at her preschool.
Dr. Powell, let's get right to the question at hand. Given your experience with young children, would you say that Golden Locks could have mistaken the bear home for your elementary school?
Well, a confused and lost child would certainly need some help. However, I don't see how a first grader can't be able to tell the difference between a large school and a small cottage. In all my years working with children, I have never heard of such a thing.
Thank you. We've heard all we need to hear. No further questions, Your Honor. The state calls Smart Alex.
Please raise your right hand. Declare and affirm that the evidence you give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I do.
Good morning. Please state your name for the court.
Smart Alex.
Mr. Alex, what is your relationship to the defendant?
We're both in Miss Chair's first grade class. Gold just bugs me. Always trying to get away with things.
Tell the court what you know about Goldilocks.
I happen to have lost my snack to that kid. Miss Chair and my buddy Bruiser saw her take it. If I had seen her, I might have tied her pigtails together. Whenever she gets in trouble, she always says it was an accident or she didn't mean to do it. Yeah, right. Like when Miss Chair saw her trying to stuff our reading pillow into her backpack, she said that she thought it was her stuffed teddy. And when Miss Chair explained to her that a stuffed teddy and a reading pillow were nothing alike, she just said the whole thing was an accident. The whole class looked at her and nobody believed her.
Thank you, Mr. Alex. We've heard enough. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. You can step down.
Your Honor, the state calls CD trash.
Please raise your right hand. Do you declare and affirm that the evidence you give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Please state your name for the court.
Cecile D. Trash. I go by CD. Get it? CD Trash.
Yes. What is your occupation?
I'm the janitor at Taylorville Elementary School. I see D trash. I pick it up. Get it? CD trash.
Right. How long have you worked at this job, Mr. Trash?
Been there 40 years now. That reminds me of a trashy joke.
Well, yes, Mr. Trash. Let's stick to the question, shall we?
Yeah, sure, sorry, but that does really remind me of a trashy joke. You sure you don't want to hear it?
Mr. Trash, please. Have you ever seen this little girl?
Yep, she goes to our school.
Had you seen her before the school year started?
Well, I can't be rightly sure. I know I saw a little blonde-headed kid outside the school one day playing last summer. I was going through the trash and I heard someone yell something about lovely and gold. I remember because going through the trash is like a gold mine. You wouldn't believe what these kids throw away at the end of the year. Which reminds me of another joke.
So, in your opinion, Goldilocks had seen the school before the day in question?
Well, I can't say for sure, but I think so.
Thank you so much. No further questions, Your Honor.
You can sit down. Thank you very much.
You know, old janitors don't die. They just get swept away.
Your Honor, the state calls Dr. Psycho.
Please raise your right hand. Do you declare or affirm that everything you do is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes, I do.
Good morning. Please state your full name for the court.
Dr. Gary, Dr. Psycho, with a C-Y-K-O.
Thank you, Dr. Ko. What kind of doctor are you?
A psychologist. A child psychologist.
I see. And what is your educational background?
I'm from Harvard, Princeton, and Yale. I must say, I never got to be which one was my favorite though.
Have you had an occasion to examine Goldilocks?
Yes, you see, I work closely with the school and take referrals for it.
Do you mean to say that the school suggests you examine Goldilocks?
Well, yes, I don't say it's quite an experience.
What do you mean by that?
I never can get the truth from her. 1 minute you say one thing, yet something entirely different.
Is this typical behavior for a child her age?
I should say no. Children who are taught to tell the truth will do so no matter their age.
And have you told her parents your distinguished opinion of their daughter?
Yes, they are typical protective parents.
Thank you, Dr. Cub. That will be all. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Your Honor, the state rests.
Okay. Does the defense wish to call any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls Goldilocks to the stand.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Good morning, Miss Locks. Please state your name for the court.
Golden Elizabeth Blocks.
How old are you, Gold?
I'm only 6 years old.
Do you know your address?
Yes, ma'am. It's 123 Tree Lane, Taylorville, Georgia.
How long have you lived at this address?
We moved there last summer.
And what school do you attend?
I go to Taylorville Elementary.
What grade are you in?
I'm in first grade.
Did you go to Taylor Elementary last year?
No, ma'am.
Where did you go last year?
I went to Lee Heights in the Woods Preschool.
Have you ever attended another elementary school before this year?
No, ma'am.
So, what kind of things did you do in preschool?
We took naps, we ate snacks, we played, and we had story time.
How do you usually go to school?
I walk with my sister.
How far away from school do you live?
About 3 blocks.
And how did you get to school on August 11th, your first day?
I walked.
Did your sister walk with you?
No, ma'am.
Why didn't your sister walk with you that day?
She fell down and Tell what happened on your way to school that day.
Well, I thought I could remember, and then I thought I was lost. So I went to ask for directions, and I knocked on the door, and the door's open, so I just walked in.
Was anyone in the house?
No, ma'am, the big house was empty.
Tell us what happened next.
I smelled porridge in the kitchen, so I went into the kitchen. One bowl was too hot, another one was too cold, and one of them was just right, so I ate it all up.
After you ate the porridge, what did you do?
I went to sit down in a chair. I tried to sit in all the chairs, and they were too big or too small, and I accidentally broke the littlest one.
What did you do next?
I went upstairs to take a nap. I tried out all the beds, but only one bed was comfortable, so I went to sleep.
Did anyone wake you up?
Yes, ma'am. There was 3 bears standing over me with their huge, sharp claws and their big teeth. I was so scared.
Have you ever seen bears before?
No, ma'am. I've only read them in stories like Winnie the Pooh.
What did you do after the bears woke you up?
I tried to run away, but the police officer grabbed me.
Gold, did you ever intend to steal or break anything in the bear home?
No, ma'am. I thought I was in school.
Thank you, Gold. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Your Honor, may I cross-examine?
Okay.
When you realized you were lost, why didn't you turn around and walk back the way you had come?
I didn't know for sure I was lost, and I didn't know which way home was.
Didn't your mom and dad teach you not to take what does not belong to you?
Yes, ma'am, but I was hungry and tired, and the school was empty.
Goldie, would you see a kitchen and a bedroom in a school?
No, ma'am. I mean, I don't know.
Your Honor, no further questions.
Okay, thank you very much. If you have your turn.
The defense calls Harry Locks to the stand. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name for the court.
Harry Locks.
What is your relationship to Miss Gold E. Locks?
I am her father.
What sort of work do you do?
I am owner and manager of Harry's barber shop.
Were you at work the morning of August 11th?
Yes, sir.
What time did you leave home that morning?
6:30.
Was Gold looking forward to her first day of school?
Yes, sir. She was really excited.
Where did you and your family live before moving here to Taylorville?
Walnut Grove, Georgia.
Have you ever lived near bears before?
No, sir.
Is Gold afraid of bears?
No, sir.
Thank you. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
The defense calls Sandy Locks to the stand. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name for the court.
Sandy Locks.
What is your relationship to Miss Goldilocks?
I am her mother.
What sort of work do you do?
I'm a veterinarian.
Do you have any bears as patients?
Yes, I do, but not this particular bear family.
Were you at work on the morning of August 11th?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
My oldest daughter, Lovely, had just fallen down the steps and injured her foot. I was checking to see if she was sprained her ankle and broke any bones.
Were you planning to take Gold to Taylor Elementary for her first day?
No, ma'am.
Why did you allow Gold to go by herself?
I didn't allow Gold to walk to school by herself. She left the house on her own. I didn't even realize she was gone.
When did you find out that Gold had trouble on her way to school?
When the police officer from Taylorville Police Department phoned me.
Is Gold afraid of bears?
No, of course not.
Have you taught your daughter to respect all of God's creatures, whether human or bears?
Yes, of course, Gold is a sensitive and caring person. She likes all types of meat. Brown, black, yellow, and blue.
Has Gold ever stolen or damaged anyone else's property?
Of course not. Never.
Thank you, Miss Locks. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
Good morning. When asked if Goldilocks had ever stolen or damaged anything, you answered no. Were you not aware of the incidents that occurred during her kindergarten year?
Yes, I'm aware of those are normal childhood behavior. At one point or another, a child would take some that's not theirs. I don't consider that stealing.
You also stated that she likes bears. So why was Goldie afraid when she saw them in the house?
Goldie's never seen real bears up so close and so threatening. When she woke up and saw them hovering above her with their huge teeth and sharp claws, she was quite naturally startled.
Miss Locks, you would not allow your daughter to go to school without making sure you knew where she was going, would you?
I did not allow Gold to go to school by herself. She left the house on her own. She was supposed to walk with her sister.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
Thank you very much.
The defense calls Dude Bear to the stand. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name for the court.
Dude Bear.
Is that your real name or a nickname?
Dude, it's my real name.
What sort of work do you do?
I'm a mechanic.
Dude, where do you live?
124 West Drive, Taylorville, Georgia.
Is that near the Bear's house?
Yeah, it's right across the street.
Have you ever been to the Bear home?
Yeah, over there about to help Papa Bear restore his 1969 Charger when Mama Bear is at home. She ain't too friendly.
Really? What do you mean?
Well, she gets excited over the least little thing. No tractors in the house and stuff. She likes it when it's just her family around.
I see. Do the Bears keep their house locked up tight?
I couldn't tell you.
Do the Bears often fix hot porridge in the morning?
I don't know how often it gets hot porridge, but I do know it's their favorite meal.
Have you ever been invited over for a bowl of porridge?
Nah. Mama Bear wouldn't let me. Even Papa Bear invited me. He thinks I don't clean up too good. Can't think why.
Were you at the Bears home on the morning of August 11th?
Yeah, I was outside trying to fix my car because it wouldn't crank. It don't look too good for a mechanic to have a broke car.
Did you see anyone either outside or inside the Bear home that morning?
Yeah, I saw that little girl standing on the porch. She waved at me and yelled, "It's my first day of school." She was real excited. I figured she was a friend of Bobby's, so I didn't think too much about it.
Did you see anything unusual that morning?
Yeah, not long after, I saw the police pull up outside of the Bears home. And the police officer put in that little girl inside of the patrol car, a 2012 Ford Crown Victoria.
Thank you. Your Honor, no further questions.
The defense calls I declare to the stand. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name for the court.
Miss I.D. Clare.
Miss Claire, what is your occupation?
I'm a kindergarten teacher at Reese Preschool in Zone.
Do you recognize the defendant?
Yes. Gold was in my kindergarten class last year.
Please tell the court what kind of student Gold was.
She was absolutely precious. She could not be any sweeter. When I look at those big brown eyes and that sweet smile, it's like looking at a little angel.
What activities did Gold enjoy in kindergarten?
She loves story time. Her favorite stories are about Winnie the Pooh.
Would you say Gold was learning to respect the rights of others?
Absolutely. At Reese Preschool, we teach children to be mindful of others. You might even say the golden rule is our motto.
So you don't think Gold would intentionally take things from others?
Why, I cannot imagine such things.
Thank you, Miss Claire. No further questions, Your Honor.
The defense calls Betsy Been There to the stand. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
What is your name?
Betsy Bender.
Betsy, do you know Gold?
We go to the same school. I've seen her around, but I don't really know her that well.
What grade are you in, Betsy?
I'm in 5th grade.
Would you please tell the court exactly what happened to you on your first day of first grade?
Well, since you asked, I'll tell you. I was on my way to school and I suddenly realized that I was lost. I went up to this house to get directions, and the short, pink, round guy with 20 years and a snout answered the door. He seemed really nervous. He said he'd help me since I didn't look like a wolf, whatever that means. But I can tell you, if he hadn't come to the door and the door had been unlocked, I still would have gone inside to look for help.
Thank you, Betsy. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much.
The defense calls Freddie Frank to the stand. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
What is your name?
Freddie Frank.
What grade are you in, Freddie?
First grade. Same as Gold.
Freddie, what is your relationship to Gold?
We're great friends, just like our mom. We even have the same birthday.
That's nice. Have you ever known Gold to tell a lie or to take something that wasn't hers?
Oh no! If you... Oh no! Tell a lie. Your nose gets as big as Pinocchio's. Plus, we don't. Plus, we don't even need to tell a lie. Our mom for knitting will give us anything we need.
Does Gold ever go places by herself?
No, because our mom or nanny will take us anywhere we need to go.
So if you're always with the grown-up, would it be easy for you or Gold to get lost if you happen to be on your own?
Yes, sir. We don't even know how to drive. How are we supposed to know where to go?
Thank you, Freddie. No further questions, Your Honor.
The defense calls Ark A. Tech to the stand. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name and occupation for the court.
My name is Ark A. Tech, and I work for the Taylorville by Design architectural firm.
Mr. Tech, what exactly do you do for the Taylorville by Design Company?
I design buildings. My specialty for over 20 years has been designing buildings with a welcoming, homey look.
What do you mean by that?
Well, in this high-tech age, people seem to want a feeling of being safe and at home. We want schools and offices to be inviting places that reflect the comforts of home.
So, how many of your building designs reflect this homey feeling?
All of them.
Your Honor, at this time, the defense would like to submit into evidence a drawing to be examined by Mr. Tech.
Okay, is there any objection to the exhibit? Okay, we'll have it admitted without objection.
Mr. Tech, do you recognize that drawing?
Yes, it's my design for the Taylorville Elementary School.
In your professional opinion, could a house be mistaken for a school?
Absolutely, that's my goal.
Thank you, Mr. Tech. Your Honor, no further questions.
Okay, thank you very much.
The defense calls Nan E. Nance to the stand. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Oh yes, I do.
Please state your name for the court.
I'm Nanny Yes. I've been nanny to Gold and Lucky since they were born. Why? They're just like their name. Lovely is such lovely names, and Gold is as good as gold. They are such delightful children. And then there was a time.
Thank you, Miss Nance. Please just answer the questions I ask.
Yes, of course. I'm very sorry.
Now you said that Gold is as good as gold. Can you give an example of her good behavior for the court?
Of course. Why? One time I was making oatmeal cookies for her mother's book club, and even though oatmeal cookies is Gold's favorite, I told her she couldn't have any. And when I told her that, she didn't even sniff one. Now that is definitely a girl you can trust. And then there was the
Thank you, Miss Nance. No further questions, Your Honor.
The defense calls Dr. I Know to the stand. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name and occupation for the court.
My name is Dr. I Know.
That's K-N-O-W, and I'm a child psychologist.
Dr. No, could you please share with the court your educational backgrounds and professional credentials?
Certainly, I have 2 degrees from Harvard, and I have studied at Oxford and Cambridge. And I am currently serving on several boards of psychiatric hospitals in addition to my private practice.
That's very impressive, Dr. No. And have you examined Goldilocks?
Yes, it was my pleasure to do so. Just last month, a delightful child.
Dr. No, would you tell the court why Gold's parents brought her to you?
Yes, the poor little dear has been having nightmares since her unfortunate encounter with the bear family.
I see. And were you able to help her?
She has suffered such trauma from this whole nasty affair that it'll take months of therapy to help her.
So you feel that Gold is the one who has suffered from this incident?
She has been brought up to be truthful. The mere thought of being accused of lying has disturbed her greatly.
Then, in your professional opinion, is Gold telling the truth?
Yes, I believe Gold is as truthful as an angel.
Thank you, Dr. No. No further questions. Your Honor, the defense rests its case.
Okay. Are you ready to present your closing statement?
Yes.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes it takes a while for the truth to come out. In this case, it took a full police investigation and a day at court to show that nobody ever intended to take anything or cause harm. It's unfortunate that the police and the court were dragged into this minor incident. Poor little Gold is probably more scared than the bears ever were. Remember, she's only 6 years old and was abruptly awakened by some bears, even though she's never seen real ones before. The main issue for you guys to decide is whether or not a 6-year-old could get lost while walking to school for her first time. Remember, Gold's family had just moved to Taylorville, and Gold had never attended Taylor Elementary before. Her only school experience was church preschool in Walnut Grove, so she's unfamiliar with the real school buildings and the real school activities. Also remember the upset and confusion at the Locke's house on the morning of August 11th after her big sister had fallen and gotten hurt. The other issue for you to decide is that of intent. Did Gold intend to break into someone's house? Of course not. She needed help and merely walked through an open door to find it. Did Gold intend to steal porridge? Of course not. She was hungry and thought she was enjoying a school snack. Did Gold intend to break a chair? Of course not. She was just as upset over it as Baby Bear was. Did Gold intend to evade a police officer? Absolutely not. She was terrified and acted on instinct, just as any of you would do if you were unexpectedly awakened by 3 real bears. This precious little girl is only 6 years old. She had never been a problem to her parents, her nanny, or her kindergarten teacher. If there is a lesson to learn through this experience, she certainly has learned it. Thank you for carefully considering all the proof that we have presented today. We feel confident that you, the jury, will do the right thing and find Goldilocks not guilty.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a simple case to understand. We, the state, have proven Golden Elizabeth Locke's unlawful entry into the Bears family home. Not only have we proven unlawful entry, but we have also heard admission from Goldilocks herself that she, in fact, did enter the Bears home on 123 Woods Drive. Her intent to commit a crime has been the only issue yet to prove. Have we shown evidence as to her intent to commit theft? Here's what we have before us. Porridge was taken from the home, furniture was broken, shattered, and left lying on the floor. All of the Bear family's beds had been slept in on the morning in question. What have we been told by this girl? Number 1, she was lost on her way to school. No way. Did she ever arrive at school? The answer is no. And does the Bears home look anything like a school? Absolutely not. Don't be fooled by her innocent little looks. She is old enough to know better. Bears have rights too. Just because the door might is open, it doesn't mean that you should just enter and help yourself to any food you find or break any furniture you see. Goldilocks is guilty regardless whether or not the door was locked. Judge Rich will tell you our burden is to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Is there really any doubt left about this burglary? Thank you for your attention, and we look forward to receiving your verdict of guilty.
All right, thank you very much. The jury instructions are going to be limited. The state has the burden of proof, and the state must prove each element of their case beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the highest standard of proof that our law allows. The state has accused the defendant in this case with the offense of burglary, and the elements of burglary are that a person entered a dwelling with the intent to commit a theft or a felony inside that dwelling. The first thing you need to do when you get back to the jury room is to select the foreperson, and that foreperson will be the person who signs the verdict and will be required to come back into the courtroom and read the verdict out loud in the courtroom. Your verdict has to be unanimous, so everybody has to agree on whatever that verdict is. I think we're going to have a few moments for you to deliberate, and I'm just going to ask you to sit in your seats for just 1 second. I'll give some instructions to everybody else. I'll meet you in just a minute. All right, the bailiff indicated previously that the jurors have reached a verdict in the case. And are you the foreperson? Okay, if you could just stand up and read the verdict.
She's guilty.
Oftentimes, I know we didn't get to see the holding cell, but that's where we have Goldilocks go. It's a very serious offense. So the maximum penalty for this offense in Georgia is 10 years in prison. I don't know how long this person may go to prison, but it'd be some period of time, and then they'd be supervised for a period of time on probation, I suspect. But we won't have to have that outcome today since we've got such a precious defendant. We'll just have her escort home with her family.